This project is situated at a complex crossroads where nations aspire for building codes of international quality, yet contain a predominance of proliferating informal settlements. Genuine resilience will require these countries to develop an augmented building regulation capacity and an acceptance that this will require an extended period of time for execution. Informal settlements require special sensitivity in terms of political, social, and economic factors, where affordability to comply with building codes plays a vital role so that efforts do not further disadvantage the vulnerable. Consideration will be required as to the balance between regulatory advice, policing, and enforcing compliance where appropriate, and providing well-informed, good practice advice for those constructing with traditional materials and skills where enforcing compliance could be counterproductive. This project informs the development of such materials and protocols for their dissemination, which would ultimately be linked to utilize the training of trainers model. Such an approach has great potential as the most appropriate method of increasing capacity in local institutions and low-income communities.
The CFAO Global Network is charged with assisting authorities and leaders to develop their capacity to deal with challenges exactly like this. It develops programs and materials targeted where they will achieve maximum impact. This project has taken a novel approach that, whilst acknowledging the existence and desirability of formal construction codes, recognises the intermediate necessity of providing informal advice through a grey building handbook to those occupying informal settlements.
This project brought experts from 4 academic institutions in 3 countries to develop a context-specific understanding of capacity for adopting voluntary safe building codes in South Asia. The applied nature of the research project enables sharing practices and experiences to co-generate knowledge with practitioners.
So the research concerning Bangladesh and Nepal has been a wonderful opportunity to look at building codes, building regulations and practice, and identify the barriers and challenges to compliance and how we can move forward to help build safer, resilient communities.
When we think about building codes in Nepal and Bangladesh, it's really important that we consider structural inequality in those countries. And that because structural inequality actually causes people to be not only impacted in different ways by disasters, but it also forces them into positions of vulnerability where they lack access to resources and to opportunities that other people have.
I would say this is the first project, in my academic career. I was not really involved before in such project, and working with different stakeholders, particularly, I mean, those who work in the field of constructions and building safety regulation and all this. So I have got very good interactions with them, and particularly I came to learn, the existing state of building safety and the state of building regulation in the country, particularly in our capital city. So that's a good experience, and we have also got very good interactions between different institutions from Australia, from UON University, Nepal.
This is my first project with the University of Newcastle with APN funding. Overall, it has been a very good experience working with the Australian colleagues, the Nepali colleagues, and also Bangladeshi academics and researchers. The project has given me opportunity to look at building regulations in Bangladesh and also in Nepal, and I've come to know the mistakes that we make in our everyday construction planning and throughout the process. So I can say I've gained a lot from this project, and this will pave the way for a future collaborative research with the colleagues that I have made here.
Awareness is one of the best tools on the voluntary compliance, and awareness mainly in two aspects. One is on the quality construction and also the design, drawings, and also to follow the building code. That is the one level of awareness that is a little bit technical. And another awareness is basically the impact. What will be the impact if the building will not be resilient or as per the building code? Therefore, these two types of awareness program, if we could do to the people, then they will realize the implementation of the building code. That does mean the voluntary compliance.
Disaster or earthquake does not kill people, but infrastructure or building kill. This is a famous saying about the disaster. That's why if we build a good building, we can save life and property. That's why to achieve this good building or resilient city, building code is the most important tools for control the quality and control the minimum requirement of the building strength. So that's building code is the most vital thing for to make resilient cities.
I'm really hoping to get into much more practical applications of research, and I see this is the kind of work that I'd be interested in doing, where you do research, really rigorous research, but then that gets converted into something much more practical that might actually make change.
Coming from a developing country as well, it's also gave me the opportunity to see the similarities between my country and Bangladesh and Nepal. And I think this research will help me to further explore what can be done also in my country.
Well, participating in this project gave me the opportunity to design the Green Building Handbook, which is a training manual for informal settlements, and it was really interesting as an experience as well.
And working these projects, it made a great linkage to international universities like University of Newcastle, UON University, and Dhaka University, Brack University. It made it a big opportunity for me.
And the experience that I got is that I always like to work on the field, on the real ground. This project gave me that opportunity to work on the ground and to know the problems over there.
Recent disasters in both Bangladesh and Nepal, such as the Rana Plaza garment factory collapse in 2013 and the Gorkha earthquake in 2015 respectively, highlighted the widespread problem of non-compliance to building codes. Studies indicate that more than 80% of the buildings in these countries are built informally. Such disasters have brought institutional and community awareness of the importance of safe building codes, presenting an opportunity to undertake this project. Building codes do exist in the two countries, but compliance is generally lacking or limited, especially in the widespread informal building sector. Thus, this project addressed the need for understanding how these codes might be more widely adopted to enable disaster resilience.